Hello, 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 hello. It is Stevie Aisha Mills. Absolutely excited to be back with another guest for the Conversation with Stevie. The Conversation with Stevie is all about the why behind the what of what people do. And it is my pleasure, my honor, my fortune that I am able to bring you spectacular guests week after week after week. And the amazing thing about today, I love the personality of this young woman. I love what she does, and I am sure that you all will too. We're going to have some fun today. And her bio says, as a relationship coach, Alyssa Noel inspires and encourages single women, I know that's right, and couples to create and follow their own rules. Oh, my goodness, we're going to have some fun for real, y'all, because, we like to break the rules around here. So, with years of personal experience, she understands and that's great because she has personal experience. So she's not just saying what she, we talking and walking. So with years of personal experience, she understands the ups and downs of being single in relationships. Her ability to reflect and learn from her own experience, coupled with her expert coaching skills, yes, and makes her uniquely qualified to help single women and couples overcome challenges. She believes each of us has the ability to achieve the goal of forever. I love that, y'all, because, honey, when I get married, it's going to be forever. That's the prayer. The more we understand and are in tune with ourselves, the better we are able to express our emotions, needs, and wants in a relationship. And, y'all, she is certified. She is a certified relationship coach. She is not just saying something. She is certified, and she completed her training at the Life Coach Institute of Orange County and accredited training program by the International Coaching Federation. Y'all know these are receipts we're talking about. Alyssa is currently pursuing a master's in marriage and family therapy and loves to utilize her teaching skills to create the eye-opening aha moments that couples are longing for to understand themselves and each other. Okay, then, girlfriend, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today to be able to talk to you.
I am excited to have you. And so I love everything you stand for. And in that bio, it was amazing because it was just remarkable, right? It was remarkable that not only, like I said, and that's why I had to do those stopping points in between the bio because it's important for people to know that you don't just talk, right? A lot of people just talk. You are walking the walk. So I had to stop, and I had to make everybody know that we're standing behind what we say. And so the first question I have is simply about that. Why is it important for you to stand behind what you say?
I think when we meet people and we interact with others, all we have in our first meeting is what we say. And when you really, really mean what you say and what you say, you have receipts and you're not being fake or phony, I think that goes a really long way in building lasting relationships, professionally, intimately, friendly relationships, all of that good stuff. So it's super important to me. And I'm just an authentic person, and I like to bring out the authenticity in others.
Awesome. And so, yes, that is important, especially when you are dealing with relationships, any type of relationships, but specifically and especially the relationships that we have in male-female, right? And so I am excited about what you're doing because I am just about rounding up a year in a relationship, and so
good for you.
Thank you. My very first year in this relationship, and it's funny because we have known each other for a really long time. We met 20 years ago when I was a sophomore in college, and so. Yeah, we just decided to make some things happen on a different level last year, but yeah. So
that's amazing, and I know you went to North Carolina A&T. I went to Bethune-Cookman, so HBCU pride in the house.
Yes. yes, ma'am. Awesome and amazing. And I love the fact, like, HBCUs, that's a whole different, like, experience. I was speaking to some people recently about that. And you are proud. So let's start there, and then we'll go back to the relationships. But I do know that a lot of people frown down on HBCUs because of whatever reasons they have. But what was your experience like in the HBCU setting?
You know, it was really amazing. You know, when I went to college, I had no real idea what to expect. I was so sheltered. I went to predominantly white school, so, you know, most of the people didn't look like me. I was actually bused to the school, which was an hour away. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to HBCU for this experience. I didn't know what to expect, but what I got is way more than I even could have hoped for. I found myself. I found the love of my life. I created so many different, you know, just to find yourself and who you are, that's just a gift right there that I couldn't have gotten from anywhere else but at HBCU.
Mhm. Absolutely, and I definitely, my sentiments exactly.
It's amazing. It's an experience that everybody should be able to experience. It's a whole new culture, and then I'm from the North, so being from Boston, Massachusetts, and coming to Florida, it was just a whole different ball game. I could barely understand how people what people were saying at times, but it was just a great experience for me, and I ended up moving down here full time.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. I love it. I do. I am a proud Aggie. Aggie pride to all the Aggies in the building. And I do love it. It has been an incredible journey. I still have ties to the university as being an alum. And my first book, Cultivating Your It Factor, is in the halls of my where my classes were, most of my classes. So they have a bookcase there, and it's there. So, you know, I just love the support that I get. It's just an amazing experience. And so, speaking about love, I want to transition because, girl, look, we could keep it all the way real on this show because I have questions, and I am sure you have answers to show your expertise. And so, this thing called love, girl, this thing called love, it is an amazing thing, and it's funny because, like, for me, me and my boyfriend are in a long-distance relationship, so I've learned how to understand that, how to be there for that, and I've had to learn even how to grow up into that because, you know, as an entrepreneur, I'm busy.
Right.
Busy to say the least. And so when you add on top of that just being in a long-distance relationship, which I think is the best choice for my life, like at this point in my life, because we see each other when we see each other, and it's just like because we've had this friendship for so long, we understand that. But I know, like in years prior, I probably would have been there. Like obviously, I'm gonna need to see you every day. I'm gonna, you know, because my life was different. But I think that a lot of times people don't really look at the aspects of relationships and say, this one works for me versus this. What is your thought on that?
That's a great question because that's one of the things I try to work with all of my couples is getting out of the box of what a couple should be. You know, we all have this idea of what society puts out there. Oh, we should do these things. We should have this type of dynamic. It should be me and you, and we live in a household. And, you know, we should date for this amount of time and all that kind of great stuff. But in reality, relationships are not cookie cutter. One size does not fit all, okay? So I really encourage couples to really make their own rules like you have. You're doing what works for you, which may not work for somebody else because their needs are different, their wants are different, their goals are different, their lifestyle is different. So why would what works for you work for somebody else who is completely different? So what I like to tell my couples is, what makes you happy? I ask them, what makes you happy? What are your needs? What are your wants? And what are your goals? And from that, we can figure out what type of relationship is best and that will work for you in the long run, because it's longevity, you know. So it's crazy how we get into a tunnel vision of what our relationship should be. Then we get into the relationship following someone else's guidelines, and then we're wondering why it didn't work out. Well, it didn't work out because that's not what you wanted. That's what they told you wanted. So.
Yes, yes. What do you think is the biggest mistake that people make in relationships?
Being dishonest about what they want in the relationship in the beginning. Men, we know men do it. They enter into a relationship. They're already in a relationship, or they're dating multiple people. Or, you know, women, sometimes we get into a relationship and we're not completely honest. Oh, we're not really looking for this right now. Or men tell us we're not looking for a relationship, and we enter in thinking, oh, that'll change. It's all about honesty. You have to be really, really open and honest, not only with the person you're entering into the relationship with, but honest with ourselves. Because when a man tells us, I'm not ready for a relationship, but we enter into that agreement or whatever, you know, that friends with benefits or whatever you want to call it type of encounter, that gets very, very muddy, very, very quick. Been there, done that. Just like I say, like I've really been through just about anything you could throw in front of me. So being honest with yourself, like I knew that was not a good situation for me to be in, but I ended up going into it, and it ended badly. Let me tell you that much. But really being honest, if you want to date multiple people, let them know, okay, I want to date multiple people. And that's okay. I encourage dating, and I encourage dating multiple people. Don't be so quick to settle down, because as we know, we have on goggles in the beginning. Everything looks good. Oh, girl, you know, you be talking to your friends. Oh, my God, he did this. Or, you know, he looks like this, and he does this, or she does that. And it's a rabbit hole. Don't follow it. So,
yes.
Yeah.
My pastor used to say, my pastor in North Carolina, Elise Stokes, used to say that love is blind and marriage is an eye-opener. What do you think about that statement?
That is so true. That is one of the truest statements I've heard today, okay? That is so true, because let me tell you, being in a marriage does not fix anything. All it does is bring awareness to everything where you may not have liked, because you just see so much more. It's so much harder to be in a marriage than it is to be in a regular dating or committed relationship. It is a true eye-opener to just being in tune with yourself, being in tune with other people. It'll test you in different types of ways that you never thought you could ever be tested before, to where you're like, man, I think I should leave this relationship. What should I do? Should I stay? How long should I stay? You know, we just have these feelings as individuals where after when we're in a marriage, things change because you're getting older, your needs change, your wants change. And if your needs and your wants aren't being met, then you start to question, is this the right relationship for you, or how can I change that? You know, every relationship goes through its ups and downs, and not everyone survives. The divorce rate's 50% and 51% in the Christian relationships.
I know you've heard this saying that I'm about to say a lot of times, and I want you to give your feedback on it. But, you know, a lot of women, they say, there are no good men out here. What do you think?
I hate that statement. Throw it in the trash. Let it go. Don't use it anymore. When people say there are no good men out here, but then they're steady looking for one, well, that does not make sense. There are so many great men in the world, but the thing is, you're not looking for those great men. A lot of women aren't looking for those great men. They're looking for a type that they find that they think is their type. When somebody tells me what their type is, I start laughing. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's your type. That's what you think you like. And then they haven't had any success with their type. there are so many men, but we're not looking for those men who are, you know, have great jobs and know how to treat a woman and, you know, are thoughtful. And no one's perfect. That's first and foremost. No one's perfect. No man's perfect. No woman is perfect. But I think we have these ideas of what, you know, we expect or what we think we like, and we attract those type of men, which usually aren't really the type of men that we should be with or aren't good men. So we think, oh, all men are bad, but we can't generalize, because we wouldn't want anybody generalizing all women, you know, are a certain type of way. So that statement is so horrible. There are swings of women. I have one. Okay, he is great. My husband is awesome. So,
I love what you just said about tight, and I want to kind of correlate it to what you just said about your husband too. And it is, did you have a type at all in your life? Like, did you have a list? And did your husband fit that list, or did you learn to throw away your list and then your husband found you?
So, you know, I had a list and I had a type. And every time I came up with a type, I would throw it away and go with something else that wasn't my type. I had a type. So I used to be like, especially in college, I was like, oh, you know, I don't like dreads, or I don't like this and I don't like that. And I would end up dating somebody with dreads. And, you know, it still didn't go great. The relationship didn't go great. It's because I knew what I didn't want, but I wasn't saying what I wanted. So then I had another list. Okay, well, I'll date dudes with dreads, and he has to dress nice. He has to drive a nice car. He has to, you know, make this much money or have this much money, and he has to have his own place. And, you know, the list goes on and on and on. Let me tell you, my husband did not fit one criteria on my list. Not a one. And we fought like cats and dogs in the beginning. When we were dating, it was just like pulling teeth every day. He's a fire sign. I'm a fire sign. And when you're a boss and the person you're dating is a boss, you're going to pull teeth. But we made it work. After we were like, you know what, I really, really like you. And I want to see where this goes. Then we were able to be like, okay, we need to figure something out to where it's not always a power struggle. But he did not fit any of my criteria at all. You know, he didn't dress nice. He wasn't, you know, he wasn't smooth on his feet, as he likes to say he is. You know, it was really different. I said I would never date anyone with kids. He has a beautiful daughter. We have a beautiful daughter. And, you know, we have to throw those lists away, because that's going to keep us from finding who we're really supposed to be with. I'm glad I was just able to throw it away and really, you know, make it work.
And I think that's important, because it's funny. I think that one of the biggest things, you know, one thing we talked about at the beginning of the show was about the whole HBCU love. And so for me, it definitely has helped and aided that and I'm sure for you too, because you say your husband went to school too, but that HBCU thing that we all share, he understands why I have to go to homecoming. You know, like, he understands that this is a non-negotiable goal. And so
right.
That there are similarities, that you do have to find what works for you, and you have to understand that there are some non-negotiables that you have to have, but the rest of it is, like, you know, some of that stuff, good looks and clothes and money, and some of that stuff, like just stuff.
Yeah, all of that is materialistic. And those,
yeah. And so
and they can be taken away in an instant. If anything were to, like, God forbid, happen, you know, say they had a great job and drove a great car, but all of a sudden, God forbid, they got into a car accident that made them change careers and they weren't making so much, your lifestyle is going to completely change. So those can't be the foundation of what you enter into a relationship with, because it's going to crumble, and it's going to crumble fast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to talk about, like, what do you think about non-negotiables? Do you think that there are some things that are like, if you can't put up with it, you definitely need to say that in the beginning and stick to it, or you think you should even be flexible in that?
I think it really depends on what your non-negotiable is. Like, one of my non-negotiables is no smokers. Like, I hate cigarette smoke. That's something that that's like, I won't even engage in a conversation, to even get to that level to where I even like you because you're a smoker. And that's one of my non-negotiables. So it depends on what your non-negotiable is. I think we should always have somewhere in between some room to be like, okay, this was a non-negotiable, but, if everything else is hitting on your list or everything is hitting in every other criteria where you say he's respectful, he takes care of home, he does all those great things, he knows how to, have a great conversation, he's intelligent, all of those great things, and say your non-negotiable is maybe he lives at home with his mom for right now, that may be something you could kind of push to the side, because as his goal, is he working towards owning his own home? Just recently a conversation has emerged where we're not talking about how sometimes it's so in the Black community, they're like, oh, well, you should leave the house, leave the nest. But then now the conversation is changing towards like, no, we're not able to really take care of ourselves at 21 and 22. So sometimes you may have to go back to the nest, get on your feet, and then fly off like a bird and, make your world great. But, I feel like there are some things where you should leave a little leeway to be like, this was a non-negotiable, but don't let that deter you from, really finding that relationship or holding on to that relationship that you are in knee deep with,
Yes, yes. And where do you think are, like, some of the best places to meet someone?
That's a tricky one. It's 2018, and we're in the era of people meeting online. Some people go to matchmakers, in which I'm a certified matchmaker as well. Some people, there's so many different places to meet people. What I say is networking events. I say sometimes, we are looking for a certain thing. If we're on a certain level in our careers and you're trying to meet something that matches who you are, you need to be frequenting those places where you should be. So there's a whole bunch of networking events, I'm sure, in everyone's area if you live in a major city, that is. Another great place is church. A lot of people meet in church. A lot of people meet at work, which is also okay because we're there sometimes 8 hours a day for some people. I would even say online is okay. I've known people to have true success with online dating. Now, I'm not talking about someone in your DM talking about, hey, what's good? Okay, but I have known people to find, real love online. So I would just say you have to put yourself out there if you're looking to meet somebody. And that's, the one place I would always say is not a great place to meet someone is the club.
And so, people have to be like, why? Like, I get why, but, there's some women who listen like, I went to the club last night. I was trying to get me a man. What? So why do you think that that's not a good place?
Just because of the atmosphere, the concept of why everyone's there. No one goes to the club thinking, oh, I'm going to meet the one tonight, or everyone is really sex, drinking, partying, have a good time. So I'm not saying that people don't meet at the club and maybe have a great relationship that lasts, but it's really not ideal to be going searching in the club for someone, especially when you're trying to find someone that matches at whatever level you are at in your life.
So. Yes. And we are about to begin preparing to wrap up this interview. So I have one more question that I want to make sure that we ask. And I ask it to most of our guests who come here, and it is, Stevie, we cannot let your guests leave today without telling them this. And what is that you feel like we have got to say before we let everyone go?
Well, my message to everyone is always, you can find love. And if you're not looking for love, it may find you anyway. A lot of the times we get so caught up in other things in life. We work. Some people have kids, hobbies, traveling, and sometimes we get desperate to find love. But if you focus on a lot of other things, love will come to you. Love will come to you. And any challenges that you're having, you can make it out that challenge. So love is real, y'all. Love is real. Some people say, oh, no, love isn't real. Love is real. So that's what I have to tell everyone.
Cool. And that leads me to one more question, and that is, how would you define love? What is love?
Everybody asks me that, and I don't think there is one great way to define love. Most of the time I'll say, oh, it's unconditional. But love is a whole bunch of things. Love is, great communication, or wanting to open up and be intimate and be vulnerable and wanting to see somebody else succeed. And it's being that cheerleader. It's being the best friend. It's being so many different roles to someone, and just having a genuine concern and love and appreciation for someone. Love is a whole bunch of things, and it's one of those. It's so complex. Love is so complex on so many different levels. Some people love for a season. Some people love forever. Some people, may not even find love at all, or love and then lose it, and then they never find love again. But love is real in the end.
Awesome. You guys heard it. Love is real in the end. And so we have reached the end, but before we let you go, definitely give us your contact information.
Well, thank you for having me. I had a blast having this conversation. If you guys want to reach me, I am available on my website, www.askalyssaanything.com, or through Facebook and Instagram at Ask Alyssa Anything. So I look forward to hearing from you guys and answering all your questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with us. We have had a great conversation about love and relationships and HBCUs and all kinds of different manifestations. And so I am excited that you were here today with us. And again, you guys need to connect with Alyssa. She is amazing. Y'all heard that. She has a heart to serve and just a real person. You got to understand that, who is a relationship coach and a matchmaker. So, y'all, not only can she help you find the one, but she could coach you through that experience. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. So definitely, the way that you could connect with me is by knowing how to spell my first name, Stevii. Not one I, not an I and an E, but I. You can go to Stevie.com. You can find me all over social media. And, of course, you can find me right here on The Conversation with Stevie. We are excited that you've been here with us today. What I want to tell you is definitely do not ever say have a great day. Make it a great day. That's what I always say. Why? Because you, and yes, you too, have the power to do so. Bye for now.